Is this podcast time? Are we already recording?
No, dude. I'm never recording.
Welcome to the Wavelengths podcast.
You want to do it? You want to take this one home?
This is it, right? This is my trial.
Yeah, go ahead. You know
Hello,
what episode
everyone.
this
Welcome
is?
to the Wavelengths podcast. We have the people who do the podcast about Halo
and other things.
And other things.
and other things.
Half the time about COD.
Yes.
No, honestly, we're either talking about basketball or COD, and
it's a variety
that's why we didn't
podcast,
label ourselves
and
as
it's about to be even more of a variety podcast, right?
Right.
Yeah, because Halo is fucking content. Like, it's the Sahara Desert of fucking content.
It is barren. There is nothing to do. Absolutely nothing.
My mouth is literally dry thinking about the content opportunities within Infinite.
Hopefully this isn't a giant turnoff to some of our listeners, but genuinely going into this episode, this is going to be on the not so positive side of Infinite talk. Now, I know personally, I want to make
got some other positive shit to talk about.
I want to make sure that I'm not trying to be like toxic when I talk about it, because like I really don't feel too toxic when it comes to like Infinite. I just also just kind of feel a little empty and like there's not a whole lot to do. So like it's gonna be some talk about that.
Right. But, so here's the right way. Like definitely like
we're not gonna be an hour of us just being like fuck 343. Right. This shit's terrible.
We're not just trying to sit over here and be all bitching and whatever else. But we're definitely gonna be honest about how we're feeling this shit. At the moment.
We're
but anyway,
months in now.
It's actually pretty funny, because there's a little bit of a role reversal, because before it was like y'all who were like into Halo and I was like fuck Halo, but I don't mind this game. But I do agree.
I don't either,
like,
but
I do agree. I do agree that this game is just very bare bones.
Right.
But anyway,
I don't hate this game either.
Really quickly, welcome back first of all. But the last episode we did was episode 18, which makes this episode 19. And episode 18 was December 3rd, and that was on the Infinite launch. And that was the last time that we talked to y'all. So also, this is coming a day late. Y'all are listening to this on a Saturday instead of a Friday. My fault. Deal with it.
So if I recall, the vibes on the last, talking about Infinite were, like, game's a lot of fun. Skill gap manifests itself a little differently.
That was still technically early access at that point. Official release date was December 8th, right?
Definitely felt like it needed a little more content, and now we have a couple more playlists. We have Tactical Slayer, which is SWAT. We have Team Slayer. We have FFA. We have Fiesta. I'm probably missing something else that they added, but maybe not. I don't know.
Slayer, Fiesta,
Slayer,
FFA,
Quick Play.
Yeah, I think that might be it actually. But pretty. So the FFA settings are, it's unranked and it's AR and sidekick starts, which is, leaves a lot to be desired. Not really something that I'm interested in grinding too much, just because, it's not even something that's like,
what are you?
I can go in there and try to go for cool clips and shit. Because there's only one map with
a
sniper
progression system.
You're running around with an assault rifle and a sidekick 90% of the time. I am not a huge fan of SWAT. Team Slayer just isolates the game type Slayer into sidekick and AR starts. I don't really like Slayer that much in ranked anyways, so like not very interested in that. It didn't really add much that I was interested in. There's no champ rank to grind for, unfortunately. Once you get to Onyx, you can go for a higher CSR number, but that's not really worth anything unless you want to maybe be on top of the online leaderboards, which is like a full-time commitment in of itself for no real reward. You might know that if you go to the websites and check who's got the most CSR.
Plus, you got to deal with hackers and all that shit.
There's a lot of hackers
all the way through that.
So,
but just from our perspective, from like a content standpoint, like think about like all the things that we like that we like made our living on in Halo 5 that like helped us get to like wherever we got to. Like, there's no Forge, which means we have pretty much no options in terms of custom games at the moment. There's no customs being played. There's no octagons or flag warm-ups or anything like that. There's no doubles. Like, there's no ranked FFA. There's no snipers. Like literally everything that we did that was like our thing, like is not available anywhere in this game.
Yeah, because like one of Clay's best fucking series, Zero to Hero, I think did so well because there was one the narrative of getting to like champ rank, but like I mean, whenever you do your rank games, you're almost guaranteed to get fucking Diamond 1, bro. Like it doesn't matter. Like the ranking system is also is pretty fucked, so like it genuinely feels like anyone can kind of get into Onyx. Now,
Right.
that doesn't take away from the people who get high Onyx because one, they have the time commitment and usually those players are still going to be really good. But, you know, if
It's
that doesn't
definitely hard to get
stop
up
you
there.
from being that like top tier Onyx and getting those low tier Onyx players. So like the matchmaking still isn't good enough there. Whereas like if you had a champ rank, then it's like, okay, this person is only gonna go with other champs. And like
It
makes
just
a
works a
more
lot nicer.
competitive.
And also
Yeah.
just having ranks and playlists outside of just like ranked. Like ranked is the competitive settings right now plus Behemoth. But then, there's no ranked Team Slayer, there's no ranked FFA, there's no ranked 2v2. There could even be like 2v2 in my opinion is a playlist that is still really fun even if it's unranked just because it's very simple in the sense that usually you just get one of your buddies to just go into matchmaking with you and duke it out. It's just
Mhm.
you and your friend. At any level doubles is enjoyable. Um, that's a beautiful thing about doubles. There's an endless skill gap. You can always try to be the best of the best, but then also you can just get on and play with your friend and just try to win games. It's always a good feeling working together with like your buddy and making it work and winning games, right? Like that's always a good time.
Even
So
if we
even if
had
it's
that,
unranked,
that would be
even
something
if
to
it's
stream.
unranked, like
Like
it's pretty fun and it's amazing for content. Doubles has always been one of the most successful pieces of content for me. People always really respond well to it. It's great for collaborations and other things like that too. I mean, but it's just absent right now. So that and I don't even think like if we had doubles like then everything would be fine. Like I still think that we have 10 maps off launch, which 3 of them are BTB maps. One of them is launch site, and then one of them is Behemoth. So like there's honestly only like 5 real arena maps. Um and some of them are like there's Bazaar, which is an okay capture the flag map, but then outside of that I don't really like the way Bazaar plays personally.
I mean, there's
And
only three like competitive maps, right? It's Bazaar, Live Fire, and Streets. And Recharge, right? So that's
Aquarius.
four.
Recharge, yeah. Bizarre
Only
Live Fire,
four,
Streets,
dude.
and Recharge. And then
You only have two CTF
Aquarius.
maps out of
There's
those?
Aquarius.
Aquarius as well, which
Oh, okay.
Aquarius is great, but that's what I mean. There's like 5 maps. And then Behemoth is
Yeah.
thrown into ranked, but it's not actually a competitive game play or map, which also falls into the category with launch site of like it's too big to be a 4v4 map. Um,
But as like a
so
sweaty competitive content creator, we have exactly one thing to do in this game, and
play ranked.
also we're
Play
forced
ranked.
to play Behemoth in that playlist.
Yep.
And it also there is, which this is fine. I think this was the right decision.
And also it's riddled with
But
hackers.
there is a significantly lower skill gap in this game than there was in Halo 5 in terms of like base Spartan ability. There's a skill gap that's present in this game, similar to like Halo 3, whereas like when you have a power weapon, you have a ton of individual power on the map. If you have equipment to pair with that, you can be really powerful on the map. Like it's possible in Infinite, but the standard of what you could do just off spawn in Halo 5 versus what you can do in this game just off spawn, it's leaves a lot to be desired for somebody who's been playing a shit ton of Halo 5 for the last 6 years. Like there was more that I could do on the map, and I think that was more fun. That said, I think it was still the right decision to go back to BR starts and minimize the movement because I think that's what Halo needed in terms of keeping its relevance and to appeal to a wider audience. So I'm not of the opinion that like it was a bad decision, but because that decision was made, you know, even in Halo 5 when I didn't have a whole lot to do, it was just fun running around and moving around on the maps because
Right.
you had a lot more options and it was more
That's one
free.
thing that I said
You
on
feel slower
stream.
in this game. You feel like I don't have so much fun when I'm just kind of like being on the game and just moving around on the game doesn't feel as fun to me as it
The
was in Halo.
the base gameplay loop of Halo 5 was much more satisfying to play.
Right.
Like just
My
running
opinion.
around, hitting a
Right.
5-shot, like just the way
I
everything worked.
think
Plus,
Well,
mechanically, I would
even in
argue.
Halo 5, right? Like, if you start getting shot and you're like, "I need to run," and you can like, "I'm gonna try to run around this pillar, and I'm gonna throw a slide over to this box, and I'm gonna try," like, even if you didn't get to like survive, there was still that like part of your brain that was like, I'm in running mode now. I'm fast as fuck. I gotta get out of here." Like, that doesn't really exist in Infinite.
But also,
Partially it does, but it's not the same.
Plus,
mechanically,
there was a whole lot more jumps as well, like to get you out of bad situations. And if you were skillful enough to hit those jumps, like you got out with your fucking life.
But that's what I mean.
think-
That part
think-
of your brain
yeah.
kicks in where you're like survival mode. Like that is different. Survival mode's not as fun in Halo Infinite as it was in Halo 5. You know.
With desync too, bro. It's online is hard, man.
That's what I was
It's
gonna say.
hard.
I really don't want people to hear this as like we're just Halo 5 kids. Like, oh, we just fucking miss Halo 5 because we don't want to adapt to the new game with the
don't miss
VRs
Halo
and the
5.
fucking
It's funny as
travels.
fuck.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't want people to hear it that way. But like, also that's another thing. Talking about the desync, like Halo 5 was like such. It was more polished. It was a more solid product. Like I like desync, glitching through people, like the double zoom thing on the sniper, like weird shit with the clambers. Like, I don't know, Halo 5 just, whenever you did shit in that game, like whenever you pressed a button, like your guy would do the thing. And in
Cue the
this
Jesse
game,
meme. Cue the Jesse meme.
exactly. But like, I don't know, just it's just weird.
No, I mean,
This
yeah,
game,
I
what we
agree,
have right
and-
now, it feels like a beta. It literally feels like 11% of a game, and it feels like a beta. Like, this feels like some early access shit, and we're gonna get the rest of the game later on, and it'll be polished and fixed and whatever else.
Right, I share that emotion. I feel like after a couple more updates, this game's gonna feel more like fully fleshed out and probably a lot more fun because I do like the movement system in this game. I think it was the right choice. I think overall, I'm glad that we have sprint, slide, and clamber returning, even though there's a lot of like a lot of weird movement bugs. Like you'll get fake clambers where your guy will just
Dead
Yeah.
slides.
He'll, like, he'll do the animation, but he won't get on top of the thing that he clambered.
I mean, but
Uh,
that's happened in Halo 5.
Yeah, but it was a lot
no, it
less
does.
frequent.
It was way less frequent.
That happened.
Also,
well, you know,
it feels like 343 was really selective about what you can and can't clamber.
they were 100% selective
it-
to a
like,
fault. I think there's not a lot
yeah.
of creative options because of that.
I
But-
think they
but-
have to like unleash more of the game.
Can't be
that
overstated
way.
enough. While I might have missed things from Halo 5, I'm extremely biased. I loved Halo 5. It's probably my favorite first-person shooter I ever played. The Halo 5 Magnum is my favorite gun from Halo, like from any game. Excuse me, any first-person shooter I've ever played. But that I played 6 years of Halo 5. I don't want to play Halo 5 more. Like I do want a new game. I just wish
Right.
this game had more.
That's
I've
why
been saying
I'm
for
trying to be
years I want a
careful. I
new game.
want people to hear that the right way. Like,
Yeah,
like
I
of
don't
course
wanna
we
go
don't
back-
fucking miss Halo 5. Like, we
I
don't
don't
want
want
to
to go back
to
and
that
play
shit.
more Plaza and Rig, and like I did it for 6 years. Like I loved that game, but I'm ready to move past it.
But
However,
it's frustrating
there's some-
waiting 6 years for like an unpolished, hacker-ridden game with no content.
There's a key moment in this podcast after they decided to delay the game for a year after they had announced it, little over a year ago, whatever it was, and I said it's not going to be worth it, and I stand by that statement because I don't think it was. I agree with Clay. It feels like 11% of a game. What we have from this 11%, I find very fun. I genuinely
Yes.
enjoy it. It's a good game.
It needs some love and care, and it needs more shit.
And it needs more shit. Yeah, I mean,
That's all.
For me, it doesn't. I don't wake up every day wanting to get on the game, and I wish I did. But like, there's
Yep.
nothing incentivizing me to grind. There's nothing that
Yeah,
every time I end up getting on the game and I'm playing it, I'm having fun. Like I enjoy it. But it's like for some reason, it's like getting in the gym for me. Like I have to like talk myself into like going to like get on the game. It feels like a task
I listen to
me.
motivational shit, but like motivational speeches and shit before I
he
start
puts
my
on
fucking stream.
motivational movie clips before he
I
gets
do.
on Halo 5
I do.
or Halo Infinite.
I dead ass. It takes
I need to get on
that
that wave,
much.
honestly.
It takes that much fucking
not-
work to get me to start my stream. I have to get all my main character shit in my head and be like, and get myself all gassed just to fucking hit start stream and play for
See,
2
but,
hours.
like,
Clay,
I've
Clay
had that
has his whole
emotion for
anime
quite some
arc
time.
before he hops on, bro.
To be completely honest, like I haven't had like a strong passion for Halo for like probably like a year and a half. It's been me talking myself into like streaming some Halo 5 because like I want to satiate my channel and I want to like keep it active. And like again, when I would be playing, it's like, yeah, I'm having fun, but I'd have to like talk myself into getting onto Halo 5, which made sense to me because I had already played so much Halo 5.
Right.
And the servers gotten worse and the population was small. But now we're in Infinite and I feel the same way and I don't want to. So, maybe part of it is my own mindset of like what I've been doing for the last year, but like this game hasn't gripped me the way that like I thought it would. I thought I'd be so excited to play because it would just be fun that I wouldn't have to like fight myself anymore. But like,
I mean,
I don't see that.
before the game released, we were talking about where we were gonna be. Like, do we want to be in the same spot when the game comes out? Like, this shit's gonna like be so crazy. We're gonna be playing 12 hours a day every day, like not wanting to get off the game. And then the game came out, and they kind of dropped it by surprise, and it's kind of just like a beta, and we're kind of like, well, fuck.
I don't
Yeah.
really want to grind 4 or 5 game types in ranked, which like half the time is oddball, and like just grind that for 12 hours a day.
The other
like,
half is either a behemoth flag or a bizarre
Yeah,
flag.
and part of me has to think, right? Like we live like Halo 5 was in a different era of video games than Halo Infinite. We talked about
Yeah.
it with Gray, good friend of ours, and he was talking about how video games nowadays come out as betas. They come as unfinished products. That way that they can continue develop on it, and like build like have continuous hype around the game, right? Like if there's always patches happening to make the game better, then people are always going to be interested. So you kind of like let go of something that's 11%. That way, whenever it gets up to fucking 15%, it's another reason to get on. Whenever it gets to 19% of a game, it's another reason to get on, right?
Right.
And also, like, just in general, like people, you look at, we talked about how we talk about COD a lot, but that game's pubs, no one fucking cares. That like people
about to
want
bring up
battle
COD.
royales. People want battle royales, and like that's everyone understands that Halo has the right sandbox for it more than ever now with Infinite. All the big creators are asking for it. You have to assume that's coming around the corner, and maybe that's why they don't really give a shit about what's going on in the arena and big team battle and stuff.
like, and then,
Because
like,
they were like,
I'm of the
'cause-
belief that if they drop a battle royale, it has the potential to be the best battle royale we've ever had, and I like battle royales and I love Halo. I that excites me. To as a content creator, that to me is like
Mhm.
genuinely a
Right.
gold mine.
But
Like, go ahead,
sorry,
play.
go. All right. Well, I was just gonna say like, I would appreciate a battle royale at this point just because I want anything and I want more new
Yeah.
shit. But like also it's like at this point it's not even like I don't think we need a battle royale or like this or that specifically.
No,
I
yeah,
just,
no,
we
I don't.
just need something. Just literally
For
anything.
me,
They gave us the game and
personally,
said,
a
"Peace,
battle
we're off
royale
for the
would be
holidays.
perfect.
See y'all next year."
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that's like a just perfect one size fits all solution. But like for me personally, a fully fleshed battle royale would be awesome. I think the campaign and what we see in the multiplayer shows that it has all the right elements there, and it could be
Campaign was
incredible.
fire.
That would be all right.
Um,
Also,
but
just
yeah.
while we're bitching, I just want to fit all the negativity into one part so we can move on.
Timestamp.
I am going to argue that the campaign was kind of mid. I actually did not like the campaign all that much. I played it the first time and really liked it, and I played it the second time to go do all the cosmetics and shit and get all the shit. And bro, I don't for the life of me understand why it feels so fucking limited. Like they took random shit out that's been in every single Halo game before, like Marines don't drive you around and they don't hop on the side of your Scorpion anymore. And so there's no more like load up
It
the side of your
definitely-
Scorpion
The
with all
weirdest
the
thing
Marines.
about it is
and,
that they were like Marines don't drive. I would have been like, motherfucker, I'm the Master Chief.
No,
Like,
I
shoot
agree
the
in
gun.
saying
No, but-
yeah, it definitely never felt like the Marines were any sort of present. Really, they just if you got a control of a fob and like rescued some Marines and like 15 of them would spawn up. If you went anywhere, they might follow you, and then they're just gonna die. Like
But like in Halo 3,
Marines always died, but like it never felt like they were helpful. It never felt like you
Right.
had Marines around you helping you do the mission. It was always like solo feeling.
in Halo
Yeah, but
3
they made
it was a
but
big
they
thing
made it like a
like
point.
you get your tank and you get one Marine on the turret and 4 on the side and like you load them up like this guy's got a fuel rod and this guy's got a Spartan laser and this guy's got and you give all your Marines busted ass weapons and like there was just none of that and shit and like all the vehicles are weak as shit and like the driving fucking sucks. Like you can't drive anywhere in the fucking open world Halo campaign. Your Warthog flips with the tiniest fucking bump, so driving is literally pointless. Plus the Wasp.
Easier to just grapple around everywhere.
Right, but I would say that flying everywhere would be the thing to do, but the Wasp is weak as shit, and even on like lower difficulty like normal and shit, which is what I did to go get all the cosmetics, one Banshee will fuck your shit up. And if it's 2 Banshees, then you're just fucked, and you just gotta go get a new one. Like, everything in the campaign feels so limited and one-dimensional, and like it's cool and it's pretty and like it was fun, but like I don't know, it's we're going backward on like features that have like been in the game since fucking Halo 1. It's like I don't understand.
I did enjoy the free movement and platforming aspect of it a lot.
I did as well.
I grew up loving games like Super Mario 64 and shit, like movement heavy platformers that I've always really liked that. And I think that's why I really liked Halo 5's movement and obviously, push it to its limits. Like movement in games is cool to me. Being able to like platform and shit is cool to me. I thought that was fun, but I agree. I
Agreed.
mean, a lot of the missions felt what like in older Halos, you'd have missions that felt whereas like the opening to Halo 3, you and the Arbiter down in the jungle with everybody. You got your whole crew. You're gonna go fuck everybody up. Like there were missions where it was like clearly like, hey, we have an objective and we have some Marines to help us. And then there were some missions that were just like when you go to take out the Flood, like you're just Master Chief in that mission. There are missions where it's like just Chief, but then there was also a ton of missions where, there's Marines helping you, actually helping you, not just being like damsels in
Remember
distress,
the
which was
arc in
like,
Halo 3?
uh,
Like loading up like a Scorpion and 2 Warthogs and going like to take out both the Scarabs, and like you got this whole ass big fucking battle going on. Like,
Yeah, was there really any stealth missions in this
no, and
one?
it also never felt like you were like with the UNSC,
UNSC. Yeah.
UNSC,
Yeah, there you
excuse
go.
me. You were never with the UNSC like taking out Scarab tanks and shit together. Like, and I understand the story of Zeta Halo is a little different in the fact that it's like it's a fallen Halo ring that's not controlled by the Banish. So like it's not the same operation, but like that feeling of like being a part of a war with an army that you're fighting for, you're the Master Chief, like you just felt like you were just like, I'm the Master Chief and nobody's here. It felt more like a superhero in the sense that it was like
Right.
nobody's here to liberate this
And you
ring
have all
except
these
for me, so I guess I'll do
crazy,
it.
and you got all these crazy abilities, and I'm like smashing you with the fucking grapple, ground pound, and whatever the fuck, and like running around doing all the little objectives. Like I said this earlier, but what the Infinite campaign, like what we got, the product that we have right now, like the base campaign, what that feels like to me is like year 1. Destiny 1, Destiny 2, like just the base story campaign,
Yeah, we
and
said that
like
yesterday.
and like in a couple years, like maybe once we have a bunch of updates and like maybe 2 or 3 story expansions, it'll be fire as fuck, and like they've made all these changes and like it'll be super sick. But what we have right now just feels very like basic, linear, like here's the thing. Like,
Yep,
I don't know.
I agree.
I think
And
I
that's
think
my complaint summarized.
I think we come back in 6 months and it's either a bust or it's actually made itself into something. I think that's going to be the story of Halo Infinite.
We moved a little past this, but I think like I just want to like tap on this a little bit. Like when we say like as content creators, like it's hard to make content on this game. A lot of you guys might be thinking like, what do you mean? Like I can think of like 20 videos you guys could do. You could do a video like doing this, or like do this challenge, or like shit like that. But like it got compared to Call of Duty in the sense that like Call of Duty's content creation world is huge, but it's all around Warzone and the Battle Royale, right? Imagine creating content on just like regular Call of Duty public matches. Like probably not something that sounds really fun to watch because it's really not that interesting in the sense like there's only a couple options. You would literally just
High
go for
kill
high kill
games.
games, trying to get kill
But even in
streaks, like
COD,
trying to get like no death
But
games,
even in
but like
COD,
Even in COD, it's
there's a
dying.
progression system, and like there's like I mean there's shit that I can even
go for
think of.
camo unlocks.
That's
you
what I'm
know,
saying.
but
Like those, that's things that we don't have like to go for.
yeah,
Like
great point.
Yeah,
But it's
the
like if
battle
I'm just
pass was
playing,
lacking in this game too, bro. Like, bro, you
Plus
don't
everything
get
that you-
any BR skins in the fucking
everything-
battle pass.
anything cool in this game that exists is you have to buy it. Like
right,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, even to the point of like, imagine I'm literally just making content on like, I'm gonna play some team deathmatch in Call of Duty. Like, what? That who cares?
right,
If
exactly.
I'm just loading up and just trying to shoot other people that I've also loaded up in the same lobby, like, there's really nothing more to it than that. There's nothing to work towards. There's no rank to work towards. Um, you can say I did that for a lot of years in Halo 5, which is kind of true, but oftentimes there'd be an angle of I got a shit ton of perfects this game, or I was trying to get a shit ton of perfects this game. Like if I'm going for an active challenge, or like I can upload gameplays where there's something like significant to it, like hey, I got 12 perfects this game in this game of FFA. That's fucking something
in
worth
this game, the
looking
perfect
at. But
medal,
like,
like it does. He doesn't say it. It doesn't show up in the feed. Like it.
oh, he says it. It's just
Oh
not.
yeah, he
Or
says
well,
it.
yeah, but
It's not the same,
fucking.
man. It's just
Want my gold star?
and then
man.
also a huge
Oh my
chunk, a
gold
huge
star, bro.
portion of my Halo 5 content was high ranked content, either in champion rank,
Yeah.
breaking into champion rank.
So the whole point of
You know,
Zero to
you
Hero
have
was we're going to champ.
we're at the highest, and like that incentivizes content. Like look at Valorant. Valorant has, Valorant's a huge game for a lot of reasons, but like content on that game's pretty easy because it's like the ranked system in that game actually matters, and like doesn't rank never really matters if we're talking like esports, but like we're not talking esports, we're just talking content. Like people care about watching people play Valorant because you can always try to get the highest rank. You can always work for Radiant. Um, or yeah, that's the highest rank, isn't it? Radiant, I'm pretty sure.
Radiant, yeah.
Right. You can always work towards that. There's always some progression. Like even if you're not like the most try hard player ever, like there are a lot of streamers that are just like kind of mid ranked, but like it's always an element of like, if I'm winning a lot of games, I'm gonna rank up, and then I can achieve my highest rank I've never had.
Also,
That
in
doesn't exist in this game.
in those games too, because the ranking system is so good, like you're hardly in a situation where someone is just kind of shitting the bed. You know what I mean? Like everyone's still so close together, and like the way that like I'm not 100% sure the way that this fucking ranking system is built, but if it's built like how it was in Halo 5 where it goes, okay, here are the two teams. This person should win. If they don't win, we're going to drop them a shit ton, but if they do win, we'll give you 1 point. Like why are we making matches like that? Like why is it already like predetermined? Just put elos that are close together, and then if you win, you get 15. If you do really well, you get 25. If you lose, you
Right.
lose 15. If
The
you
fake
lose and you do really
forcing
bad, you lose
close
25 kind of
matches.
thing. You see it in Valorant,
I've
dude.
always hated like, yeah, we're gonna do one champ and one onyx and two silvers and two bronzes and two champs on the other team, and because we do that, it should work out to like a 50-48 Slayer, which like that's bullshit because the two champs with the two bronzes both got to pull up and drop fucking 23 in order to get a win, and like if they end up losing that game, like Justin said, like they're gonna lose fucking 25 CSR, and like if they win that game, well, you were a champ, you were supposed to win that game, so you get fucking 2 points. Which,
Yeah, there's a
like,
big philosophy around like Joshua Mankey had like heavy
rest in peace to the man. He's not actually
Heavy-
dead.
He's
I
not
just-
dead.
He's not
He's
dead.
He's
I
just not
just
with
he's
us.
not with us anymore.
created an
Just wanna put
algorithm
that out
basically.
there.
Just to
He's not
clarify,
dead.
real quick, yeah.
His philosophy was essentially if all the slayers in matchmaking are going 50 to 48 or 50 to 46, then like we're having good matchmaking games, which is like on the surface maybe
Surface
like sure.
level.
Except if you actually play the game, every single game that you load up shouldn't be down to the
The
wire.
quality of matches.
And the quality of matches suffers because it's an artificial close game. The game's not close because the teams are evenly matched. The games are close because the teams are fucking horrible and they're crafted horribly. There's no balancing to it. You have one or two good players on one team, and then they literally pair you with people that are intended to make it harder on you.
Because no
Because
offense
the
to the
game
bronze
determines-
players, but they're not supposed to be in that lobby. And like, what are you gonna do if you're playing against like a top amateur player or a pro? Like, if you're just some guy who just like got home from work and you're just trying to chill and play some games, like.
Yeah,
You're
also,
gonna
not
get
supposed to
waxed.
be playing
also
there.
it
You're not
doesn't,
supposed to be in
it
that
doesn't
lobby.
take into consideration that like those players are going to get fucking farmed.
Yeah,
Like,
and they do. Right. And like
and then those good players who are like trying to fucking win their pivs, like they have to win their pivs, and then they have to go win their teammates' pivs, and then they have to go get the objective, and they have to hold the objective long enough for them to win because their teammate probably doesn't know what to do with the objective whenever they fucking have it.
but in an actual high level Halo game, that is not how you play Halo because
Exactly,
you
so it's
can't
not real
do
games.
that if you're playing against 4 people that are of equal or greater skill than you. If you're
All
playing
know what they're
like
doing.
which I'm assuming you guys know our Halo 5 story, but like we reached like the highest echelon of skill, not being professional players, not winning championships, but playing against those players. We reached that level of playing against these players regularly. And I played against some of these players in tournament settings and stuff like that. That's not how it works. These are not quality Halo matches. I shouldn't have to be doing 10 things at once because that's not how it's supposed to play. So it makes it really frustrating And then it's again, it's an artificial close game because what's happening actually is not that my skills are being tested rather than like I'm genuinely getting anchored by players who have no business being in my lobby. There's no disrespect to them because they shouldn't even be here in the first place. And like, dude, staining a bronze player or like a gold player, like it's so obvious when you're shooting at somebody who's in gold versus shooting at somebody who's a champion player. Like they move very differently. It's like
Yeah.
insulting. It's so
And the
annoying.
thing is that it's kind of
Also,
disguised in this game because a lot of those players are sitting around 1500 Onyx. Because a lot of fucking people are in Onyx. Literally, like most people that play the game. It's fucking ridiculous.
Shooting the battle rifle at mid range is not hard to do.
But also, there's some. I'm
And that's a
saying the
lot of
ranks are
Halo.
flawed.
But like having decent enough gun skill to exit BR kills at mid range will get you to Onyx because if you can get those kind of kills regularly enough, but like that's the tip of the iceberg. That's the thing, like hitting
Of
regularly,
course.
like if you're shooting at somebody out in the open, you can kill them pretty consistently in like 5 bursts or less, right? Like obviously the highest levels you really can't be missing at all, but like that's gonna put you ahead of so many people. But that is the tip of the iceberg because there's so much more to the game than just shooting. Like it's not even like shooting is such a small part of the game. And so many people are new to this game. And one of the beautiful things
Right.
about Halo is that the shooting isn't simple and executing kills isn't simple. You can spend a lot of
Right.
time just getting good at the basics of Halo and executing nade traps and 4 shots with your BR and all that shit. That takes a long time to get pretty good at. But then once you're pretty good at that, then you're better than a lot of people, but you're not good at all because you don't know how to actually win games. But this whole ranking system just loops in anybody who can shoot halfway decent with everybody else who's actually like trying to win the game and making plays on the map and controlling spawns and like
100%.
rotating with your teammates, baiting the
100%.
objective and prioritizing things. Like all these things matter, but it's just about like being able to execute mechanics gets you to Onyx. Like if you can just get decent mechanics.
Like
And that's frustrating.
Literally, the game incentivizes you. If you're gonna lose, you better go positive. Like
Right, but
straight up.
and like I'm not trying to sound like a prick because it doesn't matter and it's not that important. I'm just saying like when it comes to competing in Halo, there's a level of getting the mechanics down to where you can shoot pretty straight, hit some perfect kills, get some no scopes, all that. And then there's actually winning games and learning how to play Halo competitively.
Right.
It's two completely
Movement,
different things.
positioning,
A lot of people
control,
don't understand that.
teamwork, team
It's a hard
shotting.
thing to learn. It's really hard to learn because there's no manual for it. There's no it's a lot of intangible shit that you pick up on, things that if you don't even know to look for, you'll never see. And so if you're just focused on
Timing,
like hitting nice
tendencies.
shots, if you're just focused on hitting nice shots and not doing anything else, then you're not going to understand what actually is required to succeed at competitive Halo and like
So
get
deep.
far.
In
And
competitive
it's so
games in general, bro. Like
yeah, 100%. This is not exclusive to Halo, but I'm just
Right.
pointing out that
Every game at
like
its highest level.
I'm just pointing at that unfortunately the base level of like that mid shooting skill gap in this game is a lot lower, being that we have BR starts and like it's inherently easier to shoot a BR at mid range than something like a single fire weapon. Just a lot of things going for it to where like instead of this game being more competitive now, you know why are we saying all this? Because like if I'm an Onyx 1700 something and some dude who can kind of just shoot straight, it's an Onyx 1605, the game's gonna put us together when realistically
Right, and the
we're
pros are
not even
Onyx
in the same
1900,
echelon.
and
Right.
and
Yeah.
there's
Like,
no rank higher than that, so all of those people are getting grouped together.
so, but right, like these people, I'm not trying. This is why I'm saying I'm not trying to sound like a prick, but like these people don't belong in the sense that like they're not everybody. Jesus, not everybody, but there are people that are just getting to Onyx through like sheer gun skill alone, and they don't belong in the lobby with somebody who like actually is trying to like.
Right. Well, it's clearly skewed
And there's no
because
way
of how
for
many
the
people are like the percentage of
There's
players
no way
that are
f-
in Onyx.
and there's no way for the ranking system to currently determine that. There's no way for there's no value system in like overall win shares, which is what would show up, and like that's how that skill gap would manifest itself, like in Halo 5. There's a difference between an Onyx player and a champion player, in that champion players make way better decisions on average, better rotations, better everything. That's why they win way more often. That's why they're in champ.
they miss a lot less.
But like we don't have that in this game. It's all just
Right.
Onyx. And so yeah, if you can shoot straight, you're Onyx, and if you're a literal pro, you're Onyx. The end. There's an infinite level of skill spectrum that exists between those two players.
unintended.
And yeah, yeah, but that doesn't show itself, and that's frustrating.
Right.
Because a lot of people, which people are gonna think whatever they think no matter what. There's always people that think that like I could be unfazed, but like there's a lot of people that are probably Onyx right now with an insanely overinflated ego of how good they think they are. There's not really anything you can do about that, but that's like annoying because it's like that doesn't have to be like that. The ranking system just dies after a certain point, you know? If you can shoot better than a diamond player, which no disrespect, like that's not that crazy. If you can shoot better than a diamond player, then you're Onyx. The end.
Yeah, like if Onyx players, if like higher level players can understand that the ranking system means nothing, like then that means that at the highest level, the ranks mean nothing. So at the lower levels, they don't mean fucking shit. Like, like
It
straight
means
up.
none of it matters, right?
Like none of it. If it doesn't matter at the highest level, then none of it matters. Like that. I think I told y'all both about this separately. But I load into Behemoth. I don't give a fuck because at the highest level, Behemoth is not in that fucking game. So
Right.
I don't give a shit. So if you get me on your team, sorry, bro. I'm
He's
throwing.
costing, bro.
I don't give
Right.
a fuck.
And
I'll
to
fucking
this
troll with
point,
the flag. I don't give a shit.
to this point, I would say like 95% of the time when I get a Behemoth flag, like the only time I played it seriously was when I got 2 pros on my team. And that was the only time I've ever played a Behemoth flag seriously. Every single other time somebody has either quit immediately or everybody's fucking around or one team trolls or somebody's jumping off the map or like because nobody wants
No one
to
fucking tries until the
play
last
that,
like 3
dude.
minutes. But that's okay. That's an issue with flag games in general right now. No one gives a fuck until like the last 5 minutes because it's 5 flags, bro. Why
are
are we
any of
having
them
5
It's
flags?
3 in social
All
too
of
on
them
like
are
Aquarius.
5 for no reason.
In Bizarre, like they're 3 in social.
That doesn't make any sense, dude.
But also,
Just I
Behemoth
don't
as
like.
an
What's the
inclusion to
point to make
ranked,
it go all the way to time? Like, what's happening here? It's
Right.
already hard enough to get a flag on those maps.
but that's what I'm saying. Like them throwing Behemoth in ranked and also making it 5 flags just feels very much like a oh shit, we
fuck
need
you.
one more map. Like just throw
Yeah.
that shit in
No,
there.
that's not even. It's not even like a feeling. That's like 1,000,000% what happened.
Right, because like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they literally. There's Aquarius flag and then there's Bizarre flag. That's it. Streets is asymmetrical. Live fire is asymmetrical. Recharge is asymmetrical. There is no other option for a capture the flag map. So they just throw in Behemoth because it's symmetrical and kind of works. Because oh yeah,
We need one.
I think
shit.
it's very obvious if you literally only have 2 CTF game types, like people are gonna be pissed. People like myself who have always thought capture the flag is the best game type, gonna
Pretty
be
pissed.
annoyed.
I never play flag
Especially
anyway.
when
Too busy playing
Bizarre is
oddball.
one of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bizarre.
Aquarius flag is my favorite game type in the game. Like, I really like it, but yeah, Bizarre is pretty lame. You know, another thing I said this yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever I was streaming last, that like Live Fire is literally the only map with a sniper on it, and I don't even think it's a good sniper map. Like,
It's
Yep.
not. It's not.
it's not a good sniper map.
It's
like,
not a good sniper map.
There's not really great sight lines. There's like nest into big door at garage /
Tower.
down towards B.
Why? Why
Sitting
is that
tower
a
to look
thing?
top mid / towards overshield. Like, it's not a good sniper map.
But
Otherwise, it's just people no scoping at each other really close range and missing. Like,
But why?
Recharge is-
like, why are we not including the sniper in the
I don't know.
gameplay? Like,
I think Recharge is an incredible map for a sniper. I at least like that the shock rifle's on there. I hate the spawn point of the shock rifle. I know there's always an argument of like you don't want power weapons to be easy to grab, but I also think that that's
Right.
too hard to grab. It's my opinion. There's 1,000 ways to look at that stupid spot where you can look at it from down by the repulsor. You can look at it from on C plat. You can look at it from top A. You can look at it from bottom A. You can look at it from bottom tower. You can look at it from
you
the
love
pit.
using it.
You can look at it from inside turbine.
Also,
There's too many angles of that.
Also, bro, like the thing about that bottom, like the bottom repulsor area, motherfuckers spawn there.
Yeah,
Like you can
exactly.
get fresh dead.
That
and
happens to
they
me
won't
all the
spawn- They
time.
won't spawn C plat. They'll spawn at the fucking pipes, and you're fucked. You
That
better.
happens to me
You
all the
better
time.
world
We'll get
star.
a couple kills real quick, and then I'll go grab the shock rifle, and then they spawned right next to me, and then it's like, well, or they just spawn across the map and have like long shots at me. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that
pretty
goes back
frustrating.
to the issue with the BR is that, you have this fucking rifle and you can now map people from so far away. It's the issue with Behemoth. Like, I don't know if y'all saw the tweet about like, oh, what do you think? What's exactly wrong with Behemoth? It's a fucking BTB map. That's the issue. It's not an arena map. You can't sit there and try to market it that way. There's so much backspace. When's the last time the Ravager's on the map? When's the last time you grabbed the Ravager? When's
Yeah,
the last time you did it?
it spawns over there by those pillar thingies on the outside of the
All
map.
the way back in butt fuck nowhere, where if you spawn there, you're like, oh, well, I have to go kill this guy at Dark Tower, and like you have sightline. Like, okay, on Aquarius you have sightlines to everywhere, right? But you're not getting fucking mapped and not being able to get out of that spawn point on Aquarius. You have somewhere to go.
Well,
Now,
that's because it's
peppering
actually
you,
a sight line and not just
it's a
open
sight line. It's not
sights.
just a fucking open
You can,
area.
right? You can see like across the map in different locations on Aquarius. Like if you
You
are
can shoot
your
into
own
your
flag,
flag,
you can
into
shoot
their
across the
generator,
flag.
or utility, or whatever.
But
like,
if you are standing on their fridge, like they're not gonna spawn there. They're gonna spawn their flag and shit. If you're all up in their fucking their engine and their flag and shit, they're gonna spawn fridge where you can't fucking see them. Like
Makes
On
sense.
Behemoth, it's literally you have to roll the dice.
right,
and pray.
you're spawning in way back in the field, in the fucking way back in the rocks.
There's nothing that's going to make that map better unless you make it smaller and add more cover. You'd have to do so much to the map.
There's nothing to make it better except for it to remove it and
would
to not
not
play it
be
anymore.
That's the thing. It wouldn't be Behemoth.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't be Behemoth.
But
It's
also the
literally-
core layout of it's just useless. The
literally
top
called
middle portion of the
Behemoth,
map's
like-
useless.
And then fucking all right, big issue. Fucking Dynamo Nades. Talked about it yesterday. Dynamo Nades
them shit's
should
gotta
not be
go.
in competitive play.
It's literally Splinter Nades
didn't
all
have
over again,
Splinter
bro.
Nades. No, it's better Splinter Nades.
Splinter Nades
It's
all over
literally
again.
better Splinter Nades.
I don't know if they're better.
They're better.
Splinter Nades were instant kill in
I mean, you could literally left
2016.
trigger insta kill
left
anybody.
trigger
Yeah.
instant kill. Yeah.
I say it's better just because like you can throw it into a room, right? And it doesn't particularly have to be like close to him. Like we saw it literally in the Raleigh event. Fucking King Nick grabbed 2 Dynamo Nades and went up to their util, got a call out that there were 2 there and just
Right.
Yep.
and now all those guys are one shot. Not like a Splinter Nade where you can probably get 1 kill if they're close together, really close together, you can get 2 there. No, you just throw them in there, and as it's going through the air, it's shocking the guy that's going up car 2.
Slowing you
Oh,
down.
Skipper. It's shocking. Yeah, it's slowing you down. It's shocking the guy car 2 as it's going to that other guy. It's shocking the guy who's in util. If there's a guy on the fucking bridge who's coming from flag, it's shocking that guy too. Oh, here comes another one. It's like, dude, that's not skillful at all.
And
There's
on
no
top
skill
of
to
that, getting shocked may pop your shields, but then it also keeps your shields popped longer because you're continually taking that static damage. And every time that happens, it resets your shield recharge timer to 0. So you're going to spend an extra 2 seconds one shot and, or whatever it might be. So
Right.
you're not only one shot, but you're one shot for even longer than you normally would be.
It's trash, bro.
So yeah, those
It's
are pretty
garbage.
frustrating.
So
Yeah.
to kind of summarize our complaints here, because that's pretty much what we've been doing here, is like the base product of what we have is super solid and has a ton of potential, but it needs some love and care, and we need to address like the desync and the hackers and shit, and it needs more content
And the lack of content.
desperately,
Yeah.
and also the competitive shit needs some updates. Overall, we
and-
really like this game, but a month into it, or however long this shit's been out, like a month plus,
Almost
month and a
2
half,
months.
right? Whatever. Like what we have now is literally not enough. Like if this is what we got when they dropped it early and it was pre-release, and then they gave us more shit on December 8th, like when it was supposed to actually launch, like that would have
Yeah.
been cool, because what we have
That
right
would've been
now
cool.
literally is some bonus disc, early access beta, like pre-download shit. Like this is some pre-order
I'll
bonus
playtest
shit.
it right now, bro.
Right.
We briefly talked about this.
This is
the
not
other
a full
day,
game.
But, yeah, we
I'm
briefly
the
talked about this the
forerunner.
other day, but there's a Ubernick tweet. Shout out to Ubernick. We love that guy. Huge
that
fan. We're good friends with him.
Love the
But
kid.
he tweeted the other day. Picture this: it's November 2022, and Halo Infinite's the game that we always thought it would be. Patience is key. That's what he tweeted. Which I think pretty much just by hearing that, you probably already have a reaction to it, whether you agree or disagree, probably straight away. And I am in the boat of just I don't agree. Like I'm all fine with that. Have the positive mentality. I'm honestly envious of that because I wish I felt that way. I don't. I think you're asking too much for me at this point to
Right.
wait that long And I think that's unacceptable.
I
So
did
I'm
not.
just saying,
I
like,
did not wait 6 years to wait some more.
right? I don't think it's. I think it's. Yeah, I don't think it warrants a ton of patience from everybody when it's like you put us through all this. Like,
Especially as content
it's
creators,
okay to be
the
frustrated.
whole point has been like the whole point of the last couple years, especially, has been like, yo, like we know like our game got delayed, like whatever, shit sucks, but trust us, like stick with us through the hard times, and and shit'll be
and you'll come
popping.
up.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And we have less to do than we did when we had nothing to do. Like,
Yeah, and to be clear, I'm not saying that Nick was saying that, it's
no,
not
we love
okay
Nick.
to be upset.
We just respectfully disagree.
I respectfully disagree. And Nick's take,
Yes.
I was reading a lot of the replies. He said, like, I do have a lot of issues. I'm just tired of complaining about it. And it's like, that's fine. I
No,
totally
we are
agree. Like,
too.
you don't
I
want to
say
do that.
as
That's
we're
great.
50 minutes into complaining.
But like, yeah, I think asking for me to
But
wait
that's
till
why this is so
November again
frustrating,
is
because
like,
we really we're tired of bitching, and we're tired of being negative, and we really wanted this to be our big fucking win, and this was supposed to be our fucking moment, and we're all happy, we're all positive, and our first couple weeks were super solid, and everything was great. Obviously, the launch went fucking crazy. Obviously, the first competitive shit with all the co-streaming and all the hype around it, and all the viewership, and everything's going crazy. But like, the one thing that could fuck this up and could ruin this hype train and put us right back where we were is if 343 did absolutely nothing to this game. And right now, that's the one thing they're doing. And I understand everybody's on holidays, whatever. They told us ahead of time. Like, I get it. Everybody has to take breaks. Like, I'm not trying to point fingers or say this and that. I'm just saying, from our perspective, they literally gave us 11% of a game and said, okay, bye. We'll see you next year. And
Yeah,
at this point, like,
whole-
this is not enough. Like, we need stuff.
we have still 115 days or something till the season's up.
And I'm fucking at 99 on my battle pass, bro.
I've been
stops at
I've been
100,
done
right?
for weeks. Yes.
Yeah, it stops at 100.
I've been done for like
I'm at level
a
like
week
84,
or week or
so
two,
I'm almost there myself.
and there's no progression system.
So I'm gonna
there's no
finish
forge,
Battle
and
Pass.
there's
I'm
no
still
co-op
gonna be
campaign,
playing the
and there's nothing
game.
to
Like,
do.
I'm gonna be playing the fucking game. Like, I
Of
do
course,
like the
I
game.
play it every single day. I stream it every single day.
I can't say it enough. I find this game fun. I like this game. I don't love this game. I know that's cringe or whatever, but that's the best way I can put it.
Right?
I wish I loved it,
That's the
and I
whole
don't.
point I was trying to make, is that like the reason why it's so frustrating and the reason why we do all this is because we don't want to continually be like negative and frustrated with the game and shit, but like
Exactly.
we waited this long for. I don't know. I'm struggling. I'm struggling to put it into words, but like, it's
for this, bro. For a beta.
right. It's,
We
I
waited
don't
this
know.
long for something that genuinely just feels like a beta.
Right.
Beta-ass game.
I don't know a different way I can articulate it. It's just, it's a little bit underwhelming.
A lot of external factors.
That being said,
global pandemic,
right.
certain delays, a lot of things out of the
Context.
studio's control. Not mad at
Yes.
any individuals at the studio, certain
Right.
developers.
We're,
Not
we
really
don't-
mad at anybody. I'm not
and
really mad.
We're
I
just
just
three
wish the
guys.
game had
We
more.
don't know the science and the fucking
I don't
whatever
know
and the politics
dick, bro.
and everything else that goes into game development and shipping a game and all that shit. Like,
More than likely, the
we
only
get
reason
it.
you're watching this podcast is because you also liked Halo 5, which
We're just
brings you
some
into the very
dipshits.
small minority with us because
Right.
nobody liked Halo 5. So, like, yeah, we're really like just a bunch of nobodies.
We're
but
just some dipshits trying to provide you with our perspective. That being said, I think that's a pretty decent way to summarize our complaints. But just really quickly, because we literally didn't touch on it at all. It has also been our first podcast since Raleigh and the holidays and everything that happened since then. So just quickly to touch on Raleigh, it was a while ago at this point, but we all went, and it was kind of dope. It was a little bit mixy because of all the COVID shit that was going on, and
we all went. We all got the germ.
Yes, we
so
all
did,
ended
like,
up with the
literally
Roro.
everybody that went to Raleigh.
Everybody
got
and their
corona.
grandmother, plus everybody else, like everybody that I know, IRL.
Dude, everybody.
Yeah,
I mean,
we literally went, and Omicron was like,
yeah.
oh,
I mean,
Yeah,
the
right.
Omicron
The whole
variant
world.
is literally like insane. Like,
Yes.
there's been more positive tests now
Yeah.
daily than there has been in the entire pandemic.
go
It's
get
worse than it's ever been.
vaccinated, go get boosted. If you get the Omicron
Go get
variant,
tested,
you'll
bro. Stay safe.
Yeah,
like,
stay safe. Wash your fucking hands. Like, genuinely mask
Yeah.
up. I know we're all tired of it. I know it's year 3, but like, dude, it's never
Right.
been worse. Real talk.
Right.
I
Because
had not
Yeah.
gotten it up until this point, and I
no,
got
yeah,
it.
and we all ended up getting it, and we all ended up having
And
to
it
isolate for the
sucked.
holidays. And yeah, it knocked my ass out. Like for the first couple days, I literally had the super flu, like nauseous, like the whole fucking deal.
I
Like,
was also pretty rough. I'm vaccinated though, so that took some
I
of it
was
away.
as well, double vaxxed.
Whatever, your opinions on that, I don't care. Just
Right.
take care of
We're
yourself.
not
Be
here to
safe. Jesus
get
Christ.
political. Yeah. All we're here to say is
I would recommend taking the vaccine, but if you don't want to, that's on you.
exactly. Yeah. We're just here to push the good
Literally,
vibes
yeah.
and say, you know, be responsible.
Stay safe.
Take care of yourself. Exactly.
Whole
Take
point
care of
is
your loved
stay
ones as
safe.
well. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Really. Yeah. Just take
So
care.
that's what I was doing because I isolated over the holidays over Christmas and New Year's, and because
I
I
also
wasn't
had
trying to go
isolate.
around my grandmother,
I had to
with the
stay away from
germ.
grandparents and new babies and stuff too,
Bro,
and it
you,
sucks. But
yeah,
like,
Cole literally had to drive all the way back to fucking Colorado.
yeah, I
Yep.
mean, I got to
Was
Houston
bro,
and had to
this
drive.
man went all
I
over.
tested positive and had to turn around and drive straight back.
Well,
But
you
it was
went.
because there were. Yeah, no, I went to Raleigh. I flew into Nashville. Clay and I drove to Raleigh. Then we went to Raleigh for the weekend. Got Corona. Fucking drove back to Nashville.
Nashville.
Then I flew out of Nashville to Houston, and then literally
Houston.
took a test as I landed because I was like, I think I might have COVID. Got a positive test, and then drove straight back to
Yeah,
Colorado.
and then the next day is when I tested
Fucking sucked.
positive and started feeling
But like,
symptoms.
it's what you got to do. It's not worth risking anything.
Exactly,
like
you
that.
got to do what you got to do.
So, I got old grandparents, not great health around there, and then I
You know,
have 2 new nephews that are both one's just a little over a year, the other one's under a year old. So it's like, that's just an example. Obviously, you guys have heard it. It's 3 years in. We've all heard it. Like, you gotta. It's not so much about. I wasn't really worried about myself so much as I was worried about the people around me. And that's
exactly.
what's
Right.
the big thing about COVID is like, yeah, you may be able-bodied, but not everybody is,
Sure.
and unfortunately, nobody needs to die. It's there's been a lot of people that have passed, and it's really sad. So,
Yeah.
I've had family members pass from COVID, and it's sad.
My grandfather passed from COVID probably about 6 months ago. So definitely definitely just want to be responsible. Exactly. Just not here to get political or change anybody's views or whatever. Just be responsible.
Take care of
Take care of yourself. Take care of your people. But yeah, that being said, all that shit aside, Raleigh was pretty dope for the little bit of it that we did get to experience. Unfortunately, because of all the COVID shenanigans, we did not get to play, so we didn't actually get to compete. Friday, we didn't spend any time in the venue on Friday, but then we were able to spend a little bit of time Saturday and Sunday, and we didn't get to see everybody that we wanted to.
I had the super flu on Saturday, bro.
That's right, bro.
I had the super flu, but I was like running a fever. I
almost
felt
dead.
fucking horrible on Saturday.
Right. So we chilled for a little bit Sunday, and we saw a few
We were in the
people
crowd all
Sunday,
Sunday.
and that was about it. But it was a cool event. Obviously, production value, esports engine, all that shit. It was absolutely crazy. Super hype event. Obviously, seeing Formal play for Sentinels and beating Optic was like the highlight of fucking any tournament that I think any of us have ever been to ever. Like, that's fucking crazy.
That was pretty dope, for sure.
It was pretty gas.
Yeah, and just the tournament itself was pretty sick
smooth.
and fun to
Couple
watch.
technical difficulties on Friday
Aside
with the
from
PCs.
the crashing with the PCs,
Was that on Saturday too?
That
I know
was-
that.
it was all day Friday pretty much, and then I think
I think they
either Saturday,
maybe.
either like Friday night or like midway through Saturday, they switched to the Xboxes.
Right. So yeah. So
And-
at a certain point, they were playing on Xboxes.
They switched to Series X, like dev
to
Series
make-
X's, which is what they had in the open bracket.
It
as
looked
well.
like it looked like an Xbox One X,
Yeah.
but it was gray. That was
right,
literally the only difference.
and it had the Series X hardware inside of it. So
Yeah.
but
so it's weird.
it's definitely
it looked like
really
a One
weird,
X, but
yeah.
it was gray,
But
and it was a Series X dev build. So
they
it was
didn't
before they
have-
hadn't like developed the new casing and like marketed it and everything yet. They
right,
were
and
just,
because
like,
obviously Series X's are like super hard to come by these days, so they didn't just have 1,000 of them in the open bracket. They had fucking the little dev kits, which
that's a good thing
Yeah,
to get
that's cool.
de-incentivize people stealing them too, because
exactly right.
people
yeah.
probably would have stolen some actual Series X's.
Oh, 100%, yeah. somebody, bro. Can you imagine just
There's always a
open
problem with
bracket?
theft and shit at events, like people
Oh,
stealing
100%.
controller cables and shit, and
No,
like
there's
headsets and
drama. There's drama
controllers.
at every event we go to. Somebody steals
Every
somebody's
single event on
Astros.
Twitter, somebody's like, "This person
This
stole this
motherfucker
person's
stole my
Astros."
Astros. Like
I know
every
it was
event,
him.
bro.
Where is this son of a bitch? Like, yeah, he's fake as fuck. Nobody team with this dude anymore. He
Exactly,
stole my Astros.
bro.
Like, yeah,
He's blacklisted.
people will dead ass do that. Like, straight up
Yep.
full chest at a LAN event, just like grab somebody else's headset and put it in their bag, and then just like walk off.
Yep.
It's weird as fuck. I have no idea how. I don't know.
But everybody has to have the clear bags now, so I'm just fucking imagining like this guy in the
Four
fucking open
headsets
bracket,
shoving
yeah,
in.
just shoving headsets and a Series X in there, just like trying to sneak that shit out. Everybody looking through the
clear
bag like,
backpack.
"Hey yo, like, what you got in there?" But nah, man. Raleigh was sick. And moving forward, I think at the moment I am the only one of the boys planning on going to Anaheim, unless something changes.
Unless something changes, yeah.
I have my flight and hotel booked already, so I'll be there. I'll be fucking it up, and I think I'm gonna try to play. I think I'm gonna try to find some people to play with. So,
Did you talk
should be
to
fun.
the person I told you to
I
talk
did, yeah. And that fool's a clown, so we might be fucking it up. But yeah,
Love
so
that.
that should be pretty fun. And obviously after that we have Orlando. No, we have Kansas City, and then Orlando, and then Seattle. So over the next few months, got some pretty cool tournaments in some pretty cool locations. I'm definitely excited to go back to Seattle for the World Championship. That should be pretty fire. But yeah, we definitely want to bring the positive vibes and want to definitely bring that good energy. We don't want to just sit over here and complain and shit. But Halo's our baby, and we're very passionate about it. And especially at this point in the game, we definitely, especially coming off a win with the launch, and what I would consider a win, we just want to keep it going, and so that's all we want to see
No idea.
over here.
100%. I mean, we complain because we care.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of us share the like. In conclusion, again, it feels a lot like Destiny in the sense like this game's pretty good. There's probably gonna be a lot of shit added that will make this game fire in the future. But as it is right now,
it feels very much
pretty bare.
like that whole live service model of like, here's the base game, which is not that much
Yep.
shit, and like eventually you're gonna get a couple story expansions and more multiplayer maps and another customization thing, and so.
But yeah, if I have,
Right.
it's not like a lot of people didn't like Halo 5 because they didn't like thrusters and sprinting and sliding, but like it's not
And
like
the
that.
pistol
I don't
main
dislike the
weapon.
gameplay. I just
Right.
wish that there was more to do. So that's how I
Right.
feel.
So yeah, that's why I tried to clarify all those Halo 5 references, because I really don't want people to be like, oh, we don't want to go back to Halo 5. Halo 5 was better. Like we like that game. Like that game was so
No.
skill and whatever. Like that's not even.
It was, but
It was, but that's not even the vibes we're on right now.
yeah, really, it's
we're
not what we're talking about.
right. We're not even trying to be some Halo 5 purists. We're just trying to, like, I don't know.
Because Halo 5 was fucking dead for like 3 years, and there was nothing to do in that
Yep.
game either. Like,
Right. Exactly.
like let's get it straight. I don't. It's not like I think if we were just playing Halo 5, our problems would be solved because that's not
But
the case.
they left Halo 5 after 2018 to focus all of their attention on MCC, which had a progression system. It had a rank. There were ranked playlists where you could go get ranked. There was also a rank. You got, like, you leveled up and you were a general or a brigadier or whatever the fuck.
And a battle pass.
And there was also a battle pass. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up because we're pushing the 1 hour mark. So yeah, those are our thoughts in conclusion. But with all that said, we are definitely not trying to slow down on our content or give up or anything in that sort of manner. As a matter of fact, we're here to stay, and we're talking about all type of different shit that we might be doing. So
Right. So yeah, Infinite might not have been the game we thought it was going to be in terms of like content and like fixing a quote content drought for us. We thought in a lot of ways we wouldn't even have to worry about thinking of
Right.
content because there would just be content to make. But that's really not the case. So we're gonna have to just work a little bit differently than we thought.
which I think, at least for me, is pretty exciting, because we really enjoyed doing some other stuff. Like we there's a vlog on this on our YouTube channel, and we've done obviously some Minecraft stuff, which, like, we really enjoyed, and we might expand and do even some other shit. So yeah, and that's also not to say that, like, because obviously Infinite is not the game that we want it to be right now, but like that's not to say that they can't. We always reference Monitor's Bounty in Halo 5, which was the update where they added Social Arena and Shoddy Snipes and Slayer Playlist and all that
Triple
shit.
team.
Triple Team, all that shit. Like at some point in this game, like if they could add a big update that, you know, fixes all our concerns and addresses all that shit, and I sincerely hope that happens, because
Same.
I want to not have to come up with ideas for shit. I want to just be playing Halo and
Well,
have
like
plenty
you
of shit
said,
to do.
you
Like,
know, we're gonna be grinding 12-hour days. Like I thought that's what I was gonna be doing.
that's what we thought we were gonna be doing. Right.
I thought I was gonna be waking up every day like can't get enough. But like
I'm waking up like I hope I can come up with something to do today. Like I hope
Right.
there's new challenges, or I hope there's you know, something going on. But yeah, we still love Halo, and all we want is for it to succeed. So yeah, with that said, this has been episode 19, I believe, of the Wavelengths podcast, and it is currently January 7th as we're recording this. DeMar DeRozan is the greatest basketball player in the entire universe. The NBA is absolutely batshit this season. And the Harry Potter reunion made me cry about 17 times.
I still have not watched that. I need to check that out.
It reminded me
Is it on
super
HBO
hard.
Max?
Yes, it is.
It is.
It reminded
Okay.
me super hard of my childhood, and it also reminded me super, super hard that everything ends, and it hurt a lot. But yeah, this has been the Wavelengths Podcast, episode 19. We love you guys.
Oh, and I cried 4 times in Spider-Man.
We cried a lot at Spider-Man. Yeah, we tried to keep the Spider-Man talk.
Next episode, we're gonna talk
Exactly.
about No Way Home.
Next
This
episode
if
is
you're
going to
a
be spoiler
regular
talk.
listener and you
Right.
actually listen to the end, go fucking watch it before probably a month from
Yes.
now when we make the next podcast, because we're gonna talk about No Way Home.
We assume by the next
I
time we
may have
record, it'll
spoiled
be
it for a
safe.
friend, assuming that he did watch it. I feel bad.
Oh,
I don't know what to do.
but look,
Just go watch
we love
it,
you
man.
guys. If you listen to this far, through all of our bitching and all of our nonsensical ranting, we appreciate you guys. So go check out all our other shit. If you're watching us on YouTube, go hit up all our links down in the description. Go check us out. We're on all major audio platforms pretty much. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, all that shit. Go check us out. Go hit us up on Twitter at WavelengthsCX. Remember to hit us up in the comments on YouTube. Let us know anything you'd like us to talk about, any advice or maybe shit that you'd like to see us do content-wise. But yeah, with all that said, we love you guys. Have a dope rest of your day or evening or whatever you got going on. Stay safe, and we love you guys. Peace.
Peace.